think from the start we thought the medium's changing.
The way we used to offer news and the way people used to consume news was they sat down and they listened to whatever Walter Cronkite told them. Then we started dabbling with, well, you can send us an email and make a story suggestion. And this is just the next step.
We thought that we need to interact, that if we were going to be an entity that served a community, that was part of the community, we needed to allow them to be part of its creation. The Wire as a concept was sort of the answer to that.
Developed as part of a unique media partnership, The Wire combines the depth and strength of WCCO's newsroom with the expertise and geek power of Sierra Bravo, one of the most innovative web development shops in the country. So what do you get? A dazzling new way to follow in real time all that's happening in the news in your community.
John and the team at WCCO came to us with a real breakthrough idea of showing the news over a timeline. You can go forward and go back through to see where the event started, what happened initially.
The Wire is a new way of interacting with news.
And it gives you, for the first time, a timeline.
You're looking at a real-time view of yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
You can zoom in and out of a day and say, I want to see what's happening at 10 o'clock, or you can pan back and see what happened at 11.
You literally see this cute little line, and it scrolls throughout the day. And anytime anything happens, you get a little blink. A little node pops up with a little bit of information. And every time anyone interacts with it or makes a comment, the bubbles get bigger.
It's kind of a hot topic. You'll know that. You'll know if it's a hot topic, and then you can sort of weigh in too.
Here's how it works. Getting there is easy. WCCO.com/thewire. Once there, you'll find a simple 3-day grid, always current, always updating.
You might find as a user that you log in to The Wire just to see what's going on. And you might find that a reporter at WCCO has been assigned a story at 10 in the morning. And you think that's kind of interesting, but you're wondering how it might play out. So you could not only follow that storyline, you could add to it or comment about it, which may potentially change the shape or scope of that story.
Take, for instance, major flooding. We might post a quick link on The Wire and say, hey, does anybody out there have any reports on where things are bad? And somebody could respond with a picture or some information. We might use that as part of The Wire, and that might ultimately end up on television.
Danny sent us this suggestion we posted on The Wire at 10 o'clock this morning. In fact, we've been following this all day, and it's going to be part of our lead story tonight at 10 o'clock.
The whole point is to give people the opportunity to reach out really easily and say, hey, I have something to offer.
Bill had this great story on how his neighborhood was really coming together, building dikes and trying to save their neighborhood.
The uniqueness that The Wire offers that I haven't seen yet is that it's driving back to a broadcast. And the realities of that is still a very powerful medium. In essence, we're supporting our broadcast rather than abandoning it.
It's a new paradigm for the way we cover stories in our community, and a new opportunity for organizations and businesses to take their place on our community's timeline.
It's not just a fire.
It's not just news.
It's not just a robbery.
There's room for, events,
The buzz,
sales,
conversations,
upcoming, parties,
Communities, it's organizations, it's people.
pretty much, any kind of a time-based event can be plotted on the line.
I think where it becomes interesting for organizations in our community, or sponsors for that matter, is to integrate those things that happen.
Have an event you want posted? Say a show opening at the Walker, a community rally, a concert at First Ave. For a nominal fee, get it posted on the timeline.
You have to do your work up front in making sure that your advertiser is brand integrated with a product. And I think The Wire is going to offer that in many ways. One, we want to make sure that whatever the information is appeals to an audience. Two, we want to make sure it's synonymous with our brand. Three, the sponsor then gets the benefit of your information is in front of the audience that you want. That's very different from I've bought a sponsorship or an end plate. It's a living, breathing brand integration. And that's the difference.
I think one thing that will definitely pull people in is it's got sex appeal. I mean, it looks nice.
It's got little slide-out menus, and you can show and hide things. They animate on and off. It's really not a traditional news site at all.
All right, now take a look at this scene at LAX in Los Angeles.
Far from a replacement for WCCO.com, The Wire debuts as its hip kid sister, giving the Facebook and Twitter generation a new online home for real-time news, buzz, events, and a whole lot more.
It's not to replace WCCO.com. WCCO.com serves a very clear purpose, and that's to inform. WCCO.com/The Wire, it's more of a community. And the advantage for us is we'll find the brave new demographic that sort of lives in that medium.
It's a fun way to view whatever's happening today in our community.
Hopefully, people will become active, engaged users of The Wire. And if that's true, and they're credible sources, which we hope for, they may be the ones that end up on a broadcast.
It's wildly unique, never been tried before or used before in this way.
Absolutely breakthrough. This is a great concept John and the team had at WCCO. We've been able, with the help of Ben and Andrew, to make it real.
What we're hopeful for is that we really are breaking down the wall that we are just a broker of information.
This is a way for our viewers to help us give them what they want. And that is ultimately where we should be going. All media should be going.